I was playing on Tell Your Trend the other day when I came across this hand. Opponents lead the Jack of Diamonds. They play 0-1 leads and play reverse signals. Plan your play. You have 5 top spades, 1 top diamond, 1 top heart, and probably a club trick. Because you have the 10 of diamonds, you know that West led from Jack Singleton or Jack Doubleton. How do you plan to get 2 more tricks? It looks like you might be able to get those 2 tricks by scoring 2 diamond ruffs. To do that, you need to get to hand twice after North runs out of diamonds before opponents draw 2 of your trumps. If that's your plan, you can either take the diamond now or later. If you take the diamond now, you need an additional entry to hand. If you take the diamond later, you might risk an immediate diamond ruff. On the table, this is what happened. Afraid of the diamond ruff, Declarer opted to win the first diamond in hand before playing another diamond out. Let's see how that worked out for them. They played another diamond, we won and drew their trumps, and then they proceeded to embark on a cross ruff which didn't quite work because they had not scored their club trick yet. Could Declarer have done better? First of all, do you notice that East played the 6 of diamonds on the first trick? What does this mean? It is very important to clarify this with opponents. Upon seeing doubleton in dummy, is it a suit preference signal? If East had the 2, what does a middleish card signal mean? Is it an attitude signal? If so, this is a sign of West holding doubleton diamond, as East was unable to encourage with the 2. So depending on how opponents signal to this trick, we will be exploring 2 worlds. One where West is so-called guaranteed to have doubleton diamond, barring sneaky force carding by East, and the other where we don't know whether West led from singleton or doubleton diamond. First, we'll be exploring the world where West started with doubleton diamond. To make this contract, Declarer has 2 options. Option 1, aim to ruff 2 diamonds. This is best executed by ducking the first diamond. If East doesn't return a spade, you make the contract by scoring a club, a diamond, 2 diamond ruffs, a heart and 5 trumps. If East returns a spade, we win in hand, catch the ace diamond, and ruff a diamond. We get back to hand via hearts and ruff another diamond. We then play another club towards our hand. If West has the ace, they can return a heart which we will ruff. We draw trumps and make our contract if they can't ruff our club, meaning that trumps break, or if trumps don't break and West has 4 spades, they start out with at least 4 clubs. If trumps don't break and East has 4 spades, we go down as East has 5 diamonds and 4 spades, so he can never score king of clubs. On the other hand, if East has the ace, they can rise with the ace and probably give partner a club ruff. We go down if West started with 3 or less clubs. Alternatively, East can cash their last diamond. If trumps break 4-1, we go down. Otherwise, we make. Altogether, using this method, when West has the ace, we make about 70% of the time for when trumps break, plus about half the remaining 30% for a total of 85%. When East has the ace, West has a club ruff about 50% of the time, and trumps don't break about 30% of the time. Both conditions must not happen for us to make, so we make about 35% of the time. So overall, we make about 60% of the time. Option 2, we try to guess who has the ace of clubs, failing which, we try to establish hearts. For this, we have 4 sub-options. 1, we duck the first trick to maintain communications, and as before, they have to return a spade. We aim to guess who has the ace of clubs and play through that hand. If they rise with the ace to draw another trump, we would have lost a ruff but gained an extra club trick, so you still make your contract. Otherwise, we would have established our club trick without giving them the opportunity to draw trumps and can continue ruffing diamonds as planned. If the club play doesn't work, opponents must return a spade immediately, or we get to ruff 2 diamonds and we still make our contract. We then turn to hearts in the hope of getting some tricks. If we play a club to the king which loses, we win the spade return in hand and play the queen of hearts out. If West has the king of hearts, we win their king with the ace and play another heart, ducking it. If East has the jack, they must cover, or we get a free heart trick. Otherwise, we lose to the jack with West. We can still re-enter dummy with a spade to enjoy the hearts. This play works when West has the ace of clubs, which is slightly more than 50% of the time. For now, we will call this 50% for simplicity's sake. For the other 50% of the time, when East has the ace, we make whenever East has no spades to return, which is 4-1 spade break with West, as they can't return a spade, or when spades break 3-2, when the king of hearts is with West. When the king of hearts is with East, we need to have the jack of hearts as well. If spades break 4-1 with East, we go down unless East started with singleton jack hearts, as we lack the entries to dummy to enjoy the hearts, but let's not bother with that. So overall, we make about 50% plus 50% times 15% plus 50% times 70% times 50% plus 50% times 70% times 50% times 50% for a total of about 83.75%. 2. We duck the first trick, win the spade return in dummy, and play a club to the queen. If this loses and opponents return a spade, we can win the spade return in hand and play the queen of hearts out as before. If West has the king of hearts, we make as we can roughing finesse the jack of hearts and still have entries to dummy. If West returns a club, we win with the king and play a diamond to the ace. We have to choose whether to work on hearts or try to rough diamonds now. If we choose to work on hearts, we lose immediately if East has a king. If we choose to rough diamonds, we need West to not have started with at least 2 of 8, 7, 6, as we need to rough with the 5 of spades. This is a clearly inferior play to what we described earlier, so we need not calculate the odds. 3. We win the first trick and play a club to the king immediately. If we lose to the ace with East, they must draw our trumps immediately. Otherwise, we get to rough 2 diamonds and make our contract. So we can win the spade return in hand and play out the queen of hearts, hoping to catch East with the king. If West has the king, we must cover or we score 2 heart tricks and make our contract. We win with the ace and roughing finesse a heart. If East has the jack of hearts, we make our contract. If they don't cover, we make our contract immediately, as we have 2 hearts, 5 spades, 1 diamond, 1 club, and 1 diamond rough. If East covers with the jack, we rough this, catch our club, cross to dummy in spades, and pitch our club loser on the heart. If spades break badly, they may rough a heart, but we can still cross back to dummy in spades to enjoy our hearts. If West has a jack of hearts, we can take the same line if they return a club or spade. If they return a diamond, East cannot catch a top diamond, as it would establish our diamond trick. So if West has a king, we always make. If East has a king, we lose the heart trick and go down if spades break for one either way. If spades break, we make if East holds the jack of hearts because we can enter dummy via trumps to take the roughing finesse to make our contract. Lastly, if we want to win the first trick and play a club towards the queen, we will have to cross over in hearts, and that dramatically lowers our chances. Since this is a strictly inferior play, we need not compute the odds. So all in all, this play works 50% of the time, plus 50% times 50% of the time, plus 50% times 50% times 70% times 50% of the time, for a total of 83.75%, almost the same as the earlier case. The difference between these two cases is that the second play is better able to cater for 4-1 trump breaks with West, while the last play is better able to cater for 4-1 trump breaks with East. Given that East has more diamonds, there's a lower chance of them having the long spades as well, so the second method has a slight edge. Now, for the world where West may or may not have led from singleton diamond, the above play's chances of making now decrease significantly, except for the one where we win the first trick and play a club towards a king. I won't say they have because I don't think it's 50-50 between being singleton and doubleton. If you just look at the big picture, we know 1 of West's cards and 5 of East's cards. That means that the last diamond has a 12-to-8 ratio of belonging to West as compared to East, so I estimate that our chances go down by 40%. That said, such a hard knock to our cases makes them pretty much irrelevant. We only need to consider one alternative. We try to rough 2 diamonds similar to what Declarer did. You win the ace and play another diamond. Defenders return a trump, which you win in hand to rough a diamond. You catch the ace of heart, rough a diamond, rough another heart, and rough another diamond. Now you play a club towards your queen. Already the chances of this working is looking very slim. We know that this has strictly worse odds than that option 1 in the world, where West started with doubleton diamond. So this is capped at 60%, which is much worse than our play of winning the first trick and playing a club towards the king. In conclusion, you should win the first trick and play towards the king, unless you are absolutely sure that West started with doubleton diamond, and by that I mean like 100%.